bags or your goods or your things would you sell for an Hermes Mini Kelly? Would you sell it all for an Hermes Mini Kelly? I'm going to guess for most people, the answer to that is going to be no, I wouldn't, because I'm not crazy like you. But one of the things that has been going through my head recently, quite a bit, and that's why I thought I would come on and share this with you, because I have not been on YouTube for a while, so there have been things going through my head that you have not known about. And normally when it comes to handbag related stuff, because I'm normally talking to you guys 3 times a week, you normally know what's going on, and you normally know what bags are coming in, what bags are going out, which bags I'm loving, which bags I'm regretting, which bags I think were a stupid waste of money, because let's be honest, I do that as well. What I did tell you before I took my 4 to 5 month break from YouTube was that I absolutely adored the Hermes Mini Kelly. I got this bag after waiting on the waiting list with Hermes direct from store in November, December 2024, just before Christmas passed. And I did make a video telling you about it, what I thought about it, how I got it, the whole process with the Hermes waiting list, what I paid for it. I can't remember exactly what I paid. I think it was somewhere around €7,700 maybe. But if you check out that video, it does give all of the information. This is in the chev leather, which is the goat skin, which is slightly more expensive. It's just slightly softer and would be classed, I think, as a slightly more luxurious leather for this version of the bag. The other leather that is regularly made in the Mini Kelly is the Epsom, which is a stiffer leather, and you can get it in box leather, but I think that is very, very rare. Meredith does have a black Mini Kelly in the box leather, but I think they're less available than what the chev and the Epsom is. I think the Epsom is the one that's made the most. So when I was offered this in store, I know, yes, offered it. Would you like to have it, but you still have to give us all your money for it. I know, it's a crazy system. But if you love an Hermes bag and want it from the store, that's the system. You either choose to go into that system and go on the waiting list or buy things wherever your store may be. There's different ways, different stores do things. You either choose to do it or you choose not to do it. If you decide not to do it, that's your choice. I decided to do it on the waiting list. I did not buy a lot of stuff. I have a whole video telling you what I had bought prior to getting this, but I did wait a very long time. I had put on my list colours, any bright colour. I didn't particularly want blue if I had a choice, but I just wanted a bright colour. I wanted something that was going to work for me. Yellow, I had put down. I had put green, purple, pink, basically bright colours. I didn't want a neutral. When this became available, I was delighted with life. I went down to Dublin, I picked it up, everything was wonderful. But it has sparked an absolute addiction. And I've said that to you in other videos. I would love to have a rainbow of these just lined up on the shelves. But they're very expensive. You either wait 5 years in Hermes to get one, it's still very expensive. After having been offered one direct from the store, I have no idea if you would even get offered another at any point. My wish list in the store at the minute is currently another Birkin. You can see my Birkin here, that is the 25 size. I have another Birkin 25 on my wish list in a bright colour, because I doubt they're going to have just given you one of these, which is the very long waiting list, hard to get. They did tell me in store when people are going in to put a wish list down for one now, they're saying to them, listen, it might not be able to happen and it could be a very long time. So I went for the Birkin, but I love this. So I'm not a fool to think that you're going to be offered another one of these from the store, but it hasn't stopped the love affair. And how this has come into my mind is there is a store on Instagram called Finkel Puff. That is where I got my Birkin. Let me grab that. So this is my Birkin. This is in the Rose Papri, in the Togo leather, in the Palladium hardware, in the 25 size. I bought this pre-loved through a reseller, Finkel Puff. I paid over retail. I didn't want to wait. I didn't want any variation. This I was open to any colour. Not with this. I wanted this specific colour. I wasn't even open to another pink or another pinky purple. Had to be this and nothing else. So I decided, because I do not have the patience I was born with, that I was just going to go and buy one. And I was going to get a reseller to find one in the condition that I wanted, at a price that I was happy with, and buy one. And that is what I did with this. But there is no getting away from the fact that that makes this an expensive bag. That makes this way more than retail. Now, we've talked about this before, and the thing with that is you're not waiting and you're not buying other things. If you're in a store where you have to have a pre-spend and buy things, you're not doing that to get this bag because you're just literally throwing money at the problem. And I know before anybody tells me, that is a very privileged position to be in. I know that. I appreciate that. I am grateful for that. But that's the reality of how this bag came to be. I am now on the broadcast list, whatever they call it, for Finkelpuff. And what they do is they send out the bags that they have to sell. And they're all Hermes bags. And the ones that generally attract my attention, surprise, surprise, are the Mini Kellys. And they sent out their listings just a few days ago. I actually screenshotted it and sent it to Deb because I know that she will support the crazy. And it was a Mini Kelly in this exact colour, in Rose Beaupré. And it had been reduced in price. These are starting to come down slightly. There was a time, not that long ago in history, to buy a Mini Kelly on the resale market for any of the popular colours are still very, very expensive. But buying any of them, you were talking 18, 20,000 pounds sterling. That's a whole lot of dollars. A lot of money. And I have said plenty of times, I'm just not doing that because that's crazy. And I know I am crazy, but I have limits. And I was not spending £20,000. And can we take a moment? Look at the size of it, people. Look, look, look. It does not fit very much, though I have to tell you this is one of my favourite bags in this collection. And I have used this bag, and that's the size of it, 20 grand, £20,000 after tax, because you've earned that money. So you've earned a lot more money to have £20,000 after tax to buy something that size. No, I'm not often sensible. Nope. And I can do some crazy things. But not even I am going to spend £20,000 on that. I just not going to do it. And yeah, that makes me laugh. I'm still giggling at the thought of it. I'm just not going to do it. But they are coming down in price. And the colour, now, when I say coming down in price, they're not a bargain. They're not reasonable. They're not retail. They're not under retail. They're not close to retail. But they're not that sort of money anymore if you're looking for certain colours. And the version that was available of this, in this colour, which is my favourite colour in the world, and it was in the Chev leather, which is this, which I love. And I love this bag. I've used this bag so much for it being this tiny little thing. I just adore it. It makes me happy. It makes me smile. And I know that says a lot about my superficial nature. But this is a very tiny part of my personality. I assure you there is so much more to me than this little bag making me happy. But it makes me happy. So I saw the listing come up for the Rose Beaupré version. And it's at a price that is not so ridiculous. It's still ridiculous. I'm choosing my words carefully. It's about double retail. And it's a lot of money. I know it's a lot of money. I haven't bought it before anybody says just unbox it and show it to us. I haven't bought it. But I've certainly thought about it because I love the colour. It's at a price that these haven't been in a very long time. It's my favourite colour in the world. It's a huge amount of money. I hear it out loud, but I'm thinking about it, and I have a screenshot of it, and it's stuck in my head. And what it made me think was, because I have had this break from YouTube, 4 or 5 months, as we've said, that I have had a chance to have a look in my mind at the bags that I just use. Not because I need to film them, not because I need to tell you about them, not because there needs to be a review, not because I'm thinking about what's your most used, what's your least used, any of that, none of that, because I haven't been filming. So I have just been putting outfits together and coming into this room and picking the bag I want to wear. Or I have been thinking about the bag first. Oh, I'd like to use that bag today. So then I've just been building an outfit around it to work with that bag. And it has been as instinctual as that. It has just been, what bag do I love and want to use? Not thinking about anything else. And that has shown me that there are certain bags in here that I just love, that I will use, that I would not at the minute think about selling. I just adore. I have been gravitating towards. There's others I haven't even thought about. I know. At this price, I know. And there's a lot of them. There are a lot of bags, too many bags, maybe not a lot. Right, okay, Amelia, pick your words carefully. There are bags certainly in this room that I haven't even thought about using. When I've come in, I haven't considered lifting. That's ridiculous. At this price, at this amount of bags, it's just silly behaviour. And it got me thinking, should I just now let those bags go? You've seen, the proof is in the pudding. You've seen that you haven't used them. When you're not filming them, when you're not taking pictures of them, you haven't used them. So should you just let them go? Sell them on, get rid of them. And then that led my brain. You could see the neurons firing and clicking into the next thing. Even though I am about to go to Paris very shortly, which I am sure will not be inexpensive. Even though I don't know many bags over there that I haven't showed you yet. There's certainly 3. I actually don't know. Is there 3? That's how long since I've looked in here and even taken stock of what's here. And that's just led my mind to think of, if you don't even know how many bags are over there, but there's around 3, why are you thinking of buying more? Because I'm crazy. Anyway, there's bags to show you, there's ready to wear to show you, there's lots of things to show you. So that will be coming. I haven't even organised that yet. That's why I haven't been able to film that yet. Those are coming. But it did make me think, if you have accepted that there's bags in here that you don't love, that you don't gravitate towards, that you're not keeping because you just want to have as collector's piece, even though I know that's crazy, but anyway, if those bags are going to go, would you sell multiple of those bags? Because let's be honest, it's going to take multiple of those bags to come to the price of one of these. Would you sell multiples of those bags, get the proceeds of that, to put it all together to buy one of these? That's the dilemma. That's what I'm here for. That's what I appreciate your counsel on, please. Would you sell them all? Not all of them, but the ones that you're not loving, not using, not gravitating towards, would you just let them go, sell them, put the money together and buy one of these knowing how much you love this? Would you? Do you think I should? Is that mental? Would you be selling, 4 or 5 high-level bags to buy one of these? I'm stuck. I am actually stuck. And another reason I'm stuck is I know my personality. And when I sell all of those bags, and I feel very righteous whenever I decide to let a number of bags go. Look at me being a grown-up. Look at me making sensible decisions. Let's sell all of those bags and bring the money back in. When the money comes back in and hits my bank account, I then don't want to spend it. I'm such a contradiction of a person. I get that. Because there will be times that I will go and blow a fortune. You've seen it on this channel. There'll be other times when I'm like, no, don't want to spend that money out of my bank account. And that is why I keep a separate account for buying these sorts of things. Because if that money was all together, I would never, I could not get my head around spending it. There needs to be separate money that I've almost said that's okay to spend. And it probably comes from my background, from there not being much money about, from a scarcity mindset, all of that. But sometimes when that money comes in from a vlog sale, for example, and it comes into my bank, I think, no, I don't want to spend that now. Yeah, but you sold all of that and you really wanted that bag. Don't care, don't want to spend the money. And that will happen. And that at times has happened. And there's been a bag maybe that's been on my wish list, or an older bag that I've been looking for that has eventually become available. I've sold all the things and then I've decided, well, I'm not buying it because I'm not spending the money. Contradictory personality. I get it. Goodness help yous all trying to make sense of me. My brain fires in lots of different ways. But that's where I'm at. Loving this little thing in the rose pourpre. And I have other bags to show you that are not dissimilar to that colour. And I have bags up there not dissimilar to that colour. I'll be with the Birkin. And then it's going to be, I would love an anemone, which is a purple. And then I would love a teal, which is a teal green, jade green. Oh, the rainbow. Let me know what you think. Is this just too crazy? What would you do? Should I get rid of the bags to buy this one? Is it mental? Yeah, it is mental. Price crazy. Let me know what you think. I'm talking around in circles now, so I'm going to stop. Thank you so much for watching this. If you do have a view, please let me know in the comment box. Thank you for sticking by me through this huge gap that I've had. If you've enjoyed this mental torture in any way, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. And if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen to enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Please take care and I will see you again in the next one.